game, bitterly disappointing again. Defence again, let you down.
Yeah, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. That was the worst 45 minutes, I'd say. Certainly since I've been Telford's manager, I'd probably say it's the worst 45 minutes of my managerial career. I said because, you know, you want to look at that as a back. Well, the defenders in the side there, it was just shambolic, absolutely shambolic, weak. I said the goals, we had people jumping out of tackles. I've never seen nothing like it. It was just totally gutless, and I've just told one or two of them in the changing rooms that they can go. I've actually said the words, go and get yourself a club, because A, you look at miles out your depth, but B, they've got no heart, they've got no. I said, you seen like on Saturday, and the Telford fans appreciate it. As long as they see a shift and you see someone having a real committed performance, you can accept when people say, well, not quite good enough at this level. What you can't have is people who are just copping out. In my opinion, as I said, it's just cowardly. And I said, you look at the goals, and as I said, they're embarrassing.
Well, the third goal typifies what you've just said, doesn't it?
Well, I actually think the second goal's the turning point. The second goal, we've just equalised, and you're thinking, well, now we build on it. Ball's gone out to the right back area. All Wes has got to do is put his foot through, but it looks like he's going to be on the receiving end of a tackle, so he pulls out. They get a cross in and score. As I said, as a defender, you just can't afford. You just can't accept that. You've just got to. If you get hurt, you get hurt. That's part of your job. You put your body on your line, not pull out of a 60-40 in your favour, and that's the turning point. Again, you could turn around and say, well, the first goal's a ricochet, deflected in, but so the ball goes up. You look at Neil Byrne's been bullied by an 18-year-old on whatever he is on loan from Sheffield United, and these are, you turn around and go, well, can't, after 10 games there's no excuses, you can't turn around, everyone's had enough game time. And I said, after Saturday, that was the time to build on that performance. And as I said, it was sadly missing, especially at the back. And I said the only difference is you've had Rod's the only difference in the back three, and has he made that bigger difference?
Mm-hmm. What has to change then to turn your fortunes around?
Well, again, we need to bring a couple of players in, and we need to get certainly some of these out.
How many are you looking at?
I said, just if you turn around and said to me, 5 or 6 look out the depth, 5 or 6 don't look. You can go through it all. I said, in terms of, you've just got to be up for it all the time. Of a Tuesday night, no excuse because you've had to travel. You've got to be up for it from the word go. I said, the big thing I was told as a defender, if you clear the ball out your area, you've done your job. I said, and some of us that actually think they can play, and that's the worrying thing for them. But again, I said, I look around. Adam Farrell looks the shadow of what he was. He looks scared, and I never ever seen that coming. But being honest, like I said, he's had a great chance tonight to make it 3-3, and really going off the second half, he probably should have made it 3-3, but that just makes you feel even worse after what we've had to witness in the first half. As you said, as a defender, defending from the whole side, it was just criminal.
Will you then put a flyer out and try and get some of these players off the wage bill? Is that how it works now? And how quickly do you think you could do that?
Well, to be honest, Nick, being honest, I put a flyer out about a month ago, and I'd like to say my phone hasn't stopped ringing, but trust me, it has. I haven't had people ringing me up asking for this. You've had the odd club who are just having a real bad injury crisis, saying, "Have you got anyone available?" I said, but it's foreign to me, because when I was a player, I said, people used to ring you all the time direct, and you knew clubs were interested for you, but year in after year, you're only ever as good as your next game or your next season. And I said, I had that as a player. I've always had that. Look, my team's always been very, very strong. They've always been, not always the prettiest, not always the best, but they've always had a massive heart and massive will to win. And As I said, I went through some of them in there tonight, and I'm actually calling them cowards to the face, and they're not even answering me. Which tells you to tell. Because if anyone ever called me a coward when I was a player, I wouldn't have accepted it. So, well, they're happy to be called it. So it probably tells you why you get performances like they do on the pitch.
Even more disappointing, I guess, because some of these are players you brought in during the summer. You would have hoped they would have adapted to this level or would have really taken to it, but they obviously aren't, are they?
It's not just the ones he brought in the summer. Some of the ones have had for 7 years. As I said, but as a player, once you lose that little bit of hunger and that little bit of desire, there's enough medals and appearances in that changing room to say. But I said, it's how many of them are desperate to go higher? How many of them are desperate to actually, kick on? Is this the pinnacle to sort of like, well, we won the league last year, we'll go up and we'll just float around? I said, it's not for me. It's certainly not for the club. Certainly not for the fans. I said, but it might be for them. I just said to them, it's no hardship. If it doesn't, playing in the conference doesn't suit the circumstances, we know it's going to be tough. I said, well, do us a favour, help us out. If you're not 100% committed, just tell us. I said, and I can accept it. And in fact, I'd actually respect them. But, as I said, you turn around and say, well, is that the case? Well, have they got nowhere else to go? That's an even more worrying thing for them. Because, as I said, if they don't perform for us, and they've got no one lower down who wants to take them, where do they go?
So you've got a rebuilding job in the squad. Are you getting any closer to perhaps bringing somebody in?
As I said, you've known for a while, Nick, the two players that I've been trying to bring in, and I said, unfortunately, they've both been injured. But, they both trained last week. So, again, there could be movement on that. I said, but, again, you're just waiting for the right person. I said, but I don't want to panic and just go, well, anyone will do. They've got to be better than what we've got. I'm saying that going off tonight, that wouldn't be hard. But I said, reality speaking, I won't just go and bring someone in for the thing. It's got to be right for the club and got to be right for the squad.
There's a lot of pressure building. Is the message not to panic and for everybody to stick together at a time like this?
I think the only message I said, I'll sort this. I said, I've got confidence in my own ability to sort this out. I said, I've never been relegated before, so I don't want to start now. And the thing is, I'll say how it is, whoever it is. If they don't want to roll the sleeves up, and dig in and have a right good go and be proud to wear the shirt, well, I said, they'll get told, and as I said, they know where the door is.
Thanks, Liam.